How do you make an online course that sells? Well, how would you like that advice from someone who's done 8 figures selling online courses? Well, that's what you're gonna get in this video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because if you'd like to learn about how to sell coaching, online courses, digital products, that's what the channel's about. So hit subscribe. Hey everybody, my name is Dan Henry. I'm the founder of 𝐃𝐚𝐧.com and the author of Digital Millionaire Secrets. And today, I got a question for you. How many times have you attempted to sell an online course and failed? Let me know in the comments. And if it's 0, let me know that as well, because guess what? I want to make sure that this does not happen to you, or it never happens to you again. And if you listen to this video and you listen to the exact process that I'm going to put you through today, your chances of being successful selling online courses will be far greater than they were yesterday. All right, without further ado, I'm going to jump right in. This process that you see right here, alpha, beta, live, automate, and scale. This is the exact process that I use when creating a new digital product or online course, or really even software or coaching program. This applies to any of that. What we're looking to do here is ultimately we're looking to get to here. Scale. Because if we want to really make good money with an online course, coaching program, whatever, we have to build it for scale. If we try to build it any other way, then as we move through this process and we get to scale, we'll find that we probably are going to have to rebuild everything out. And so that's what I want to do today. So I want to show you how to do it right from the beginning, so that not only it's successful and you don't waste time, but so that you actually can scale it and create a business that will bring you, more money and less headache as you go up. So let's start with these phases. Alpha. The very first stage is alpha, and this is the seedling, the germination of the seed. This is as simple as saying to yourself, okay, I would like to teach this thing. I wonder if it's viable. So I'm going to go to my friends, I'm going to go to my colleagues, and I'm going to find people that have this issue, that have this problem that I feel like I could solve. I'm going to offer to get on the phone with them or sit down with them absolutely free and try to help them solve their problem. The only thing is, if I am able to solve their problem, they're going to give me a testimonial or an honest review if my advice worked. That's it, right? And what you find in this alpha phase is you find that you will learn a lot about yourself and learn a lot about your ability to help people. And all this other thought, all this funnels and emails and ads and webinars, all this stuff you're thinking of right now will change once you actually start interacting and helping people, okay? It will also allow you to understand what they really care about. Your offer may change. Your solution may even change a little bit. And so we first must, to get past this stage, to get past alpha and to get to beta, what we must do is we must make sure that we're able to help people and they're able to see results, they're able to see value, and they're happy. If we cannot do that, we need to stay in alpha a little bit. And it doesn't have to be so specific. It can be just general advice on a topic. You don't have to nail down like the exact offer or what your course title would be or any of that. If you help with fitness, just help some people with fitness. Don't worry about who they are, exactly what their goal is. You'll learn that as you help people. You'll learn a lot about yourself. But when we move to beta, things get a little bit more specific. So what we do with beta is we now, instead of talking to our friends and talking to our colleagues, people we already know that we can easily contact, we're going to sort of go in the real world. And so in beta, what we do is we, at a very small degree, begin building an audience online. We interact in Facebook groups, forums, different social media sites, and we begin helping people sort of like we did in alpha, but we begin helping people and putting content out there that attracts people that have a problem that we have a solution to. And we can create free cheat sheets, we can create free assets that get them interested. And generally what we'll do is we'll funnel these people into a Facebook group, okay? Because right now that's the easiest thing, to get people to join a Facebook group. Maybe in 10 years it'll be something different, but right now it's getting into a Facebook group. And once they're in that Facebook group, we can poll them. We can ask them to fill out surveys. For instance, one thing I do all the time is I say, here's this general cheat sheet on how to do this thing, right? It's just a list of 10 things you didn't know about it, or a resource list, something very basic. And then what we'll do is we'll say, hey, by the way, can you answer this survey, because we're going to be doing a training, and when we do that training, we want you to love that training, so we want to know what you need help with. And then I ask very specific questions. I ask, are they interested in learning how to do that thing? And if they say no, then I don't even look at the rest of their answers, right? I just look at the answers of people who are actively searching for a solution to their problem. And then I look at what their answers are, like what are you doing right now to fix it? What have you tried that hasn't worked? What is your biggest fear? And I just ask very specific questions so I can get a sense of how people feel in the market for this. And it's really a more refined version of alpha, and you'll find that everything is a more refined version of the previous phase. And so what we do is, after we get this initial data, we craft a pitch, a very basic pitch in our beta phase. And we go on camera, just like you see now, and we do what I like to call a whiteboard webinar. And what a whiteboard webinar is it's where you're able to not use funnels, not use slides, not use all this fancy stuff, and just be limited to nothing more than this, right? So you don't, your message is what is going to sell an online course. And if you try to bog yourself down with funnels and slides right now, you're not going to focus on the most important thing, and that's the message. And also, we need to make sure that our message will sell with ankle weights on. That is a precursor to scale. One thing I will tell you about every online course and every client I've worked with, if you build everything out and try to sell it, it rarely works. But if you present it on a whiteboard or an easel and it still sells, you have no scarcity, you have no timers, you have no emails, you have no fancy funnels, you have no slides, no testimonials, just your message, your mouth, a marker, and a board. If you can sell it, even a little bit, if you can sell it, that means that your core offer and your message is what sells. And then all the funnels, all the emails, all the freaking, just all that extra stuff, that's bells and whistles that'll help it sell more. But we need to make sure it sells at its most raw form first. That is a precursor to scale. And so once we're able to do that, what we do is we offer our course as a live course first. We say, all right, guys, let me teach you some stuff. We teach a whiteboard webinar, and at the end, we say, listen, would you like to get into this program that we're building? You'll pay today a vastly discounted price, probably 50% of what you're going to charge. And you say, we're going to teach it to you live. And then we're going to take those recordings and sell them, but you're going to get to learn it live, right? So now we do a whiteboard webinar, we sell that, we pre-sell that access. And when we pre-sell it, we now have identified that people like our offer, they're willing to pay for it. If nobody buys on your whiteboard webinar, then you either didn't get enough people on, you need to do more audience building in this phase, or the offer wasn't good. So you just do it again. But here's the thing, when you do something on a whiteboard, it takes 5 minutes to prepare, right? Not weeks and weeks of slides and building out membership funnels, only to find out that people don't want it. So we skip all that and we just test it right away. And if it doesn't work, we fix it until it does work, and then we move on. If we try to move on before that, massive failure. So we pre-sell it, and then once we get our first customers, we work with them and we're still in the beta phase. We work with those customers, make sure they love our product, take those recordings, re-edit them, refilm them if we need to, make sure that the customers love it. If you're on a live video and you're teaching live to your first group of students, you would say something like, all right guys, did you understand that? And if they say no, you reiterate it, you use a new analogy, you teach it again, and then they say yes. And then you just go back to that video, you edit out the bad explanation, and you keep the good explanation. Done deal. You can make a really awesome, refined, well-done course really rapidly doing this. And so once your students are happy, happy students, you've pre-sold it, you've validated that people are willing to buy it, and you've made it good. You got happy students. When you move to the next phase, live, funnels, ads, all this stuff, now you can afford this, okay? You can afford the funnels, you can afford the ads because you have money from the pre-sell. We had one client of mine, Tin, sold a photography course. He made $65,000 in his beta phase. $65,000 before he ever created the course. Now he's in the middle of doing the course, his students are loving it, and he has all the money in the world to test out ads, build a funnel, have somebody build a funnel for him. This is how you do it, okay? This is how. You bootstrap yourself. You raise money yourself. You don't need a Kickstarter campaign. You don't need to hire an expensive firm when you're here, okay? You don't need to hire a funnel agency when you're here or any of that. You don't even need to hire a funnel agency. Honestly, it's super easy to build funnels. What I think is better is to invest in coaching and consulting to build the right funnels, okay? Because that's the thing, and that's where we work with our clients. We give our clients pre-made stuff and we teach them how to use it. We don't do it for them or recommend they do it for somebody does it for them, because the person that is going to be able to sell your stuff the best is you, because it's your story, it's what's in your heart. So if you're going to take this money and use it for anything, you should be using it for ads. You should be using it for furthering your education, getting the software you need, not just outsourcing, okay? But I mean, if you wanted to do that, you could. But you can afford to hire a customer service rep. You can afford all kinds of stuff now. Now you go to live, and now you launch with slides, funnels, all that. You do a big launch, and now you make even more money, right? And you're able to refine your presentation even more. Now that that's done, we move to automated. And this is where we take that same or similar presentation, we put it into a different type of funnel where it's automated, where we can send traffic to it and get sales 24 hours a day. And because we've gone through all of this right here, we've refined it to the point where once it is automated, it's really going to convert. And now, once we got it converting, now we need to scale. And that's where we look at traffic strategies to get more customers, but not just that, but how to run a company where your employees, your mental health, all that is sound. Because that's what really makes me scale. People think scale is all about selling more stuff. It's not. It's easy to sell more stuff. What's hard is having the time to do it, having the focus to do it. And things like bad employees, employees in the wrong spot, too many employees, too many commitments, too many meetings, all these different things get in the way of doing the thing that actually makes you scale. And therefore, the thing that actually makes you scale is things like productivity, things like hiring, things like corporate structure. We're not going to talk about that in this video because that is way beyond the scope of a free YouTube video, okay? What we are going to talk about is this. So to summarize, we first make sure that our friends and colleagues get value out of our free advice. Then we pre-sell our course, make sure people will buy it, work with our students to make sure the program is great. Then we live launch to all the people and all the audience we've been building in the meantime. We do a live webinar, we make the pitch live, we make a bunch of money. Then we take that process and we automate it so we can make sales 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if you do it in this order and you do it this way, you have a higher chance of success and you set everything up for scale, which is what we want. We want to be able to scale our company. And so what happens where people make the mistake is they start here, or they start here, or they start here and think about this, before they've even figured out if people really connect with what they want, or if people are willing to buy it, or if it's good. That's crazy. So what I recommend to you guys is to think about it linearly, in a linear fashion. Make sure people like what you have to say. Make sure people will buy what you have to say, and then make it better. Make it even better by launching it to a whole new group and liquidating the audience you built, make a bunch of money from it, do it live, and then move to automate, and then move to scale. That is the biggest strategy, the biggest linear strategy that I could give you, okay? Now, if you'd like more information about this process, because you might be asking, all right, Dan, well, what do I do here? What specifically step-by-step do I do here? What specifically step-by-step do I do here? What specifically step-by-step I do here? What about here? Well, what do I have to do for scale? What are the considerations I have to have? Well, I've got great news for you, because you are going to be able to learn all of this in my new book, Digital Millionaire Secrets. And I happen to have a copy of it right here. So, as I said, to get into all of this would probably be like a 2-hour YouTube video. So what I thought I would do in this video is explain the overall journey, okay? And this journey is set up to prevent failure, because until you master one phase, you can't move to the next phase. Therefore, you can't lose time or money on the next phase, because imagine if you built out your program, imagine if you bought all this software and then nobody buys. You've now wasted all that money. With this process, you don't have to worry about that. And if you'd like a more detailed step-by-step look at this process, you can grab my new book, Digital Millionaire Secrets. The book is actually free. You just cover shipping and handling. Pay the postman and the person that has to pluck it, put it in the bag and send it to you, but I will cover the cost. The cost of the book is free. So I will leave a link below this video in the description where you can grab a copy of this book. As well, if you need more help, if you want to call my company up and actually talk to us on the phone and see if we can help you implement this process, I'll leave a link where you can book a call and select a time to speak to us, where we can kind of walk you through this. And any more helpful links I think that you might enjoy, I will leave in the description. That said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.